Let's get some rapid-fire response from our panel on these other stories. Republicans have been hammering President Obama for 2 years, saying he's too soft on terrorists and saying he hasn't done enough to keep our country safe. But now Bush's former director of national intelligence says President Obama is just as aggressive in pursuing terror threats. And here's a shocker. Peter King of Sports Illustrated and NBC Sports reported President Obama called the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles to congratulate him on hiring Michael Vick. The president talked about the importance of giving ex-cons a second chance. Now with us tonight, Michael Shure, political correspondent and guest host for a wonderful program called The Young Turks, and Heidi Harris, a conservative radio show host in Las Vegas, who I'm sure also has a lovely program. All right.
Yes.
Heidi, I'm going to start with you, but let me pitch to a clip first. Let's take a look at what Mike McConnell had to say.
My observation is the new administration has been as aggressive, if not more aggressive, in pursuing these issues because they're real. And so regardless of which side of the political spectrum...
And you commend them for that.
I do commend them for that.
So, Heidi, I assume you agree with Mike McConnell. President Obama's been doing a terrific job on this.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's no way to quantify how much he's actually avoided, is there? You know, when Bush kept us safe for 8 years, nobody gave him the credit he deserved. Everybody said, well, we don't really know that there have been any credible threats. Well, really? That's the government's job, is to make sure you don't know about credible threats. And when James Clapper last week didn't even know about arrests in the UK, don't we need to know about terrorist arrests in other countries? He didn't even know that. That's Obama's intelligence chief? Nah, I'm not so sure.
All right, Michael, is this a different way of McConnell, though, kind of high step in here going, hey, we got you to do the same exact civil rights violations that Bush was doing, so ha-ha.
Well, I mean, it is a double-edged sword in that way. You know, Heidi says the Bush administration kept us safe for 8 years. The Bush administration, you know, ignored some pretty important memorandums that came across their desk from Richard Clarke and others. So there's a question as to whether or not this administration is actually keeping us safer, because as far as we know, at this point, they're paying attention to everything. But, you know, further to what you just asked, yeah, I mean, you know, there are some things that have gone on that have left liberals, that have left Democrats uncomfortable, that have continued from the Bush era, you know, intelligence gathering strategies. But the other problem is that, you know, for Republicans, you can now see that without waterboarding and without torture, you can still have solid security, at least according to former Bush administration officials.
Heidi, one last quick question. On the warrantless wiretapping, are you ecstatic that Obama's breaking the law like Bush was?
I don't like anybody breaking laws, but I'll tell you what you've got to do to get the information. So you know what? If you've got credible information, I have no problem with it at times if it keeps us safe. See, the whole point is if they keep us safe, we're not supposed to ever know how close we really have come, whether it's the local police department or whether it's our national intelligence. That's
right.
The whole point.
I like the Fourth Amendment, so I'd rather they didn't do that. But all right, we move on to the next issue. Peter King reporting that President Obama called the Eagles owner and saying, hey, you know what? Good job on hiring Michael Vick. Heidi, what do you think? Is that politically smart, and are you in favor of that move?
I think Obama should have stayed out of it. Listen, I've got 5 rescue dogs in my house. Several of them have been abused by people the likes of Michael Vick, all right? So I have no patience for him. He's a soulless monster who tortured and abused animals. I would never have given him a shot in the NFL. Let's not forget, he lied to Roger Goodell. He lied to the people in Atlanta about it until he was absolutely caught and his back was up against the wall and he couldn't lie anymore. I don't know that he's got regrets. The best thing that's ever happened to him is Tony Dungy, who, by the way, is a class act of a human being. Tony Dungy took him under his wing. Tony Dungy, hopefully he's got him on the straight and narrow, although the only thing it seems to me that stopped Michael Vick was losing everything and being thrown in jail. I don't know that he's really changed his attitude toward dogs. I wouldn't let him clean up my backyard grass for my dogs. Okay, that's how I feel about Michael
Heidi's
Vick.
very clear on it. Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I have 2 dogs, only one of whom I'm afraid to say is a rescue. But I think that this is the American system. You go to jail. He served 2.5 years in prison. And what's supposed to happen to prisoners when they come out? This is why there's so much recidivism. He comes out, he got a job because he's good at something, but he served his punishment, which is exactly what's supposed to happen. He went through the penal system and came out, and now he's doing extraordinarily well. And I would guess that, you know, I mean, I would love to know what Heidi's feeling about what people who go to jail should do when they get out of jail.
Yeah, you know.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying the NFL doesn't have a right to give him another job. That's the decision that Roger Goodell and the team owners make, and that's okay. It's their game. They can play it the way they want to. But I think it's disgusting that we in America will applaud a guy just because he's good looking and can throw a football, regardless of character. I mean, it's so sad to me, and it happens in athletes. It happens in entertainers. I think we have the wrong heroes, and that's what bothers me about it.
All right, guys, we got to leave it right there, unfortunately. But you know. Obama, it's a fascinating thing that he did. Maybe it's for Pennsylvania votes. Remember, they play, you know, in an important state, so think about that, too. All right, Michael and Heidi, thank you.